Oh yeah, I'm saying how I lost 12 kilos. Oh my god, you already started recording, you evil fuck.
Candy shimmy.
Welcome to the candy shop. I was gonna play some of my music to psych me up. And I already started, and now it's like storage in the camera. Now I'm like, let's play Pretty Fake a little bit. Pretty fake, pretty fake, pretty fake. You got that dream. I just don't believe I'm in your motherfucking dreams. Love you, G. Pretty fake, pretty fake. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Life Like Bunny. So today I am talking about how I lost about 47 kilos. It's like I lost another me. Because right now I weigh 45 kilos. Last time I got weighed, which is literally on the mark on my BMI situation. Before I get into the video, I would love if you're new to the channel, you subscribe because it helps me in the algorithm and it helps my videos get pushed out more. Also, listen to my music. That music I was playing in the beginning, that's my song. It's called Pretty Fake. You can hear it on Spotify, on Apple Music, everywhere you go. Also, comment down your thoughts about the video as I am saying it and stating it and recording it as you're watching. That's the word. Comment down in the comment section as you're watching, because I like to know who's watching my videos. It builds a nice, beautiful, cohesive community. Like the video too, that helps me. So today we are talking about weights. I know as like ladies, I mean if there's any men watching this video as well, I assume it's been women because a lot of the comments of people who have been interacting has been women, and it's been very, very nice to have a female audience. But if there's any males watching, you can also relate. What I'm trying to say is people do not like talking about their weight. So this video is a bit of another sensitive one. But I'm going to be as open as I can, and I'm going to talk about my weight very frankly because it's what I do. I just say my shit. You might not like it, but it's my shit and it exists, and I have a right for my shit to exist. Oh my god, the kids are attacking me again. Every single time I start to record, the kids down there decide to play. Anyway, this story of my weight journey starts as a wee little baby, the way all stories start. Growing up, I just basically always stayed the same weight. I never really weighed myself that much, so I don't remember what weight I was. But when I went to the UK and I went to the GP because we had to sign up to the GP, I got weighed, and I weighed 45 kilos at the time. I was about 12 years old. No, I was 13 years old, I think. I was 13. And I weighed about 45 kilos. I was still the same height though, so what I'm trying to say is that's the first time I ever like got told, oh, this is how much you weigh. And I was just like, oh, 45 kilos. I didn't see that as too much or too little. I just didn't think of it. Before that point, I would always just stay basically the same weight. I didn't grow up at all with people criticizing my weight that much. I was just like, basically, I feel like I wasn't slim, I wasn't big, I was just almost athletically built because as a kid I would always play so much sports. Even if I would get tired and stuff, I just didn't give a shit because it's the only thing I did that was fun. I would play football, I would play netball, I would play volleyball, I was part of the scouts, I was a prefect, like name it. I was part of the fucking all the groups because I just really, really liked activities. And also that's not surprising because my dad was an athlete person and he literally raised me to be up and down and doing things and stuff like that. That has changed though. I'm not that active. I've got whole diseases as you grow up. I don't want to get into it. What I'm trying to say is my dad raised me like being active because we'd wake up in the morning and go do jogging and running and stuff with him, and I watch him crack eggs and just swallow them. Ugh, disgusting. Active little kid, that was me. I was basically maintaining my weight and I stayed that weight for my whole childhood. Come to the UK, and first time ever I gained weight was in the UK. Oh my god. I remember I would eat like egg sandwiches. You get Ugandan, because my dad would buy us Ugandan sweet bread from this Ugandan market, and we would fry up the eggs like about 4 eggs each, cut up the egg in half, slice of bread, put the egg, put it back on, put the egg, put it back on. Does that make sense, guys? It would be 1, 2, 3 slices of bread and with egg in the middle, and it's like a tower sandwich, and we would eat about 5 of those during the day. And imagine that's what I was eating. My brother would eat like 2 of them, like literally 2 of those stacked sandwiches, and if he was pushing it, he would eat like 3. And then we had like these, if you're African, we have like these carton juices, sometimes Fanta, and we would be drinking that with it, like a whole ass giant glass. We were eating so much. KFC got introduced into the math. So we were eating way more KFC. Like my dad was not buying it that much, but he would occasionally take us like once a week, every 2 weeks or something. And he would buy like a 12-piece bucket and he just eat. So I put on a little bit of weight. It wasn't too much weight either. By the way, I'm going to be putting some videos and some footage I can find of my weight fluctuations as I talk. So gained a little bit of weight and it was fine. I did not even notice I was gaining weight until one time my dad was like, "You're gaining weight." It was sort of negative, I won't even lie. And I was just like, what? I'm gaining weight? And that's a negative thing? Like that's the first time I ever realized that gaining weight is a thing and it's a negative thing. Personally, to me, it's not like I didn't see other people like gain weight and getting criticized. Both my sisters, they really got abused for weight reasons. I was lucky that I didn't get that growing up. So what I'm trying to say, so personally, I hadn't had that moment of like, oh, you could be criticized for your weight, because it hadn't happened to me. And that was the first time it happened. I'm the type of person where things confuse me, and that's where sometimes it stops. So that's where that was. I didn't like go on and be like, let me work out even harder. No, I did not do that. And at the time, my dad, when we were in the UK, he was now older. Like he wasn't going out to work out every morning as he used to. He would do it occasionally, 2 or 3 times a week. Before, he would do it like every morning and evening. So we weren't even that submerged into his workout anymore as much as I was when we were kids. So that also like added on to the weight. So I think I went and I started weighing about 50 kilos, 50 plus kilos, and I was about a size, what size was I? I used to fluctuate between a size 8 and a size 12. When I got really weighted, well, I say weighted, God, I'm gonna come up so fat phobic in this. But anyway, when I got a bit bigger, the most size I went to was size 14 at the time. So going into high school in the UK, I didn't experience personally weight problems. I still gained weight, like I said, because my diet had changed. Because in Uganda, you eat like matoke on its own. There's not that much fat to eat in Africa. Like if you know African diets, you know. In the UK, like exercise is like gate kept for rich people. I tried to find any groups to have netball or stuff like that, apart from shitty ones organized by schools. As I said, they're shitty. They don't put in that much effort, so I didn't even want to be part of those groups. I was very starved of physical activity, especially in high school and college in the UK. Now, come uni, still on my okay weight. I used to be like, oh, my tummy, but it's not something that used to like keep me up at night, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, I'm not getting that much pushback from anyone, so I just kind of like coasted, no weight issues, until I met my fucking husband and a problem happened. Boyfriend at the time. We move in together because in second year of uni you have to leave halls and you have to move in with somebody or a group of people, but I decided to move in with my husband right now, a boyfriend at the time. I will tell you guys a story time about why we had to move in like within 6 months of dating. If you want to know, comment down below, because that's a whole hoot. It involves tears. So we moved in. We had a really nice swanky, I'll call it swanky because it kind of felt and came off that way, but in hindsight it was a bit mid, it was par. It was a very nice apartment in Kingston. It was in Kingston Center, where you have access to every single thing you'd like. The Sainsbury's is right there. Some of them are 24 hours, some of them close at like midnight, so you have access to pizzas, access to every single thing at any time. And my student loan was crying because we were buying so much food. Like we would go buy bear ice cream, Hunger Dolls. I cannot say that word properly. The one with caramel and the salted pralines. I would eat that at least twice a week. I would be eating my own tub and then he would buy his own tub. I'll put in some pictures of how much weight we gained. So, oh yeah, and another thing we'd do is we would cook ourselves meals, because when I was in halls, I lived with a bunch of people and one of them really helped me and introduced me to some new ways of cooking, risottos, which involved a lot of butter. So I was like experimenting, cooking so much shit. And we would eat. We also started puffing. And when you're new to puff, there's this thing called munchies. We were eating every evening when he would come back from work, and I would come back from Sainsbury's at the time. I was working at Sainsbury's. We would get our puff because we want to relax, had a long day of work, sit down, smoke our our puff, and we would eat, and then we would shop for munchies. Like, we would specifically shop for munchies. I'm gonna say it was happy times. One thing I would say, it was bloody good happy times. I'm trying to paint a story of reasons and how we came to this point of me going from about 50-ish kilos when I was going to uni to now basically being 87 plus kilos within a span of a year. Ooh. One thing I forgot to mention as well, guys, that also contributed to this, maybe like amped up my appetite, was because I was dating and I was in a long-term relationship, I got an implant. If you have a drink it with me. Also stream my music, sticky body weight. So, implant in my arm, and in fact I still have the scars of the implant. If you see on my arm, that's the implant scar. These are like the line marks of all the weight loss, what they're called stretch marks. When I got the implant in at the GP, I got told you might have some side effects like gaining weight, period fluctuations and stuff like that. And me being the unlucky bitch, I had everything. My period would not stop. I bled for a whole bloody fucking year. Like, it would trickle every fucking day. It did not stop until I took the fucking implant out. On top of that, I had a sneaking suspicion that the implant was making me gain weight. And that's the reason I literally had to give the gynecologist person, when I asked them to take it out, I was just like, it's making me gain weight. I've got heart disease. I cannot have heart disease and be gaining weight. That is literally the two things that don't work together. I need to get this implant out. I had to convince them so much because they have this vendetta of trying to do this to black women. Whole thing I'll make a video about. It was a battle and I had to convince them. They took it out and the woman did such a gross job that the point still hurts on my arm. Horrible evening. And I told myself, I need to lose this bloody weight. I need to do everything I can to lose this weight because this is not how I want to be. And I guess it was, maybe you could say it was a bit fueled by fat phobia because I don't want to be big. But at the time, it was because I did not truly believe that's how my body was supposed to be. Because my body, I was used to it to being a certain size. And then all of a sudden, my body's in this size I've never seen myself in, I'm not used to, I just didn't like it. I just like, that's not how my body is supposed to be. I need to lose this weight. And then I started on the weight loss journey. I literally even had a little tiny book where I would write down things I would eat every single day because I was fucking serious about this shit. And I'm so terrible at like keeping notes like that, but I did it this time. First things first, when anybody's losing weight, or the first thing they start is going to the gym. I did that. Me and my boyfriend, we were like, we are going to lose this weight, so let's go to the gym. Went to the gym. We had a gym really nearby because this fucking place we were at, we had everything at convenience. That's why the weight problem. It's a 24-hour gym. We went to the gym for about 2 months, I think a month or 2 months, and it was literally a horrible experience. Going early mornings would be fine sometimes because there would be nobody at the gym, but it also smells so sweaty. Like, even talking about it makes me smell that musk of the towels and the sweated on leather. It's just horrible. And it didn't work as well. That's the funny thing. It didn't even fucking work. We just didn't even lose an inch of weight. Every single time you weigh, nothing. Oh my god, I have pictures. I used to take pictures of me every single day to see. Some of them are nude pictures, so I would have to like blur them out so you don't see my nakedness because people hate women being naked. I don't have a problem with it. It's the world. I put it in. Gym didn't help, so we're like, let's help with our eating. So we decided to start making salads. Our salads didn't look like salads. They were more of like, I don't know how to put it, buffets with all different little things mixed in. That is not a salad. If just a little bit of sprinkled spinach, don't make it a salad because there's steak, there is wine sauce, there's peanuts, there's eggs, it's delicious though. So good. Didn't help. So I did what I do best, went on the internet to research what is the best, easiest way I'm going to lose this weight without failing. And the best way I could come up with that I saw would be practical for us to do and for me to do would be intermittent fasting. I know intermittent fasting is a whole controversial topic because people think it's an eating disorder, but I wholeheartedly disagree, because I feel like most African or indigenous tribes, intermittent fasting is the way. Although it's not like entirely restricting what you eat, but you drink tea, you have a little bit of a snack. That is kind of like a version of intermittent fasting. It worked for me. What I'll do, I had the 8-hour window with the 16-hour not eating window. You sleep for about 8-9-ish hours a night. Those are already 8-9 hours. You're already not going to be eating. I'm not going to be eating in my sleep. And now the only problem is not eating for 8 hours. I'm like, that's easy. I can just do that. Just take that as an 8-hour work day. Don't eat for 8 hours. By the time you're going to sleep, and you've literally done it. Also, the other thing I did to help me lose weight faster is I did a little bit of calorie restriction. So instead of eating my required amount, I'll do 200 or 100 calories less of what I usually eat. And over time, that with intermittent fasting helped. And I actually shaved most of the weight, and I did not work out a single day. I'm not going to lie to you and say I worked out. I cannot even work out. I'm fucking sick. If I work out, I'm like, I can only do it for 30 seconds. If I have to sit, basically gave me a gas mask. Jokes aside, I didn't work out, and if you can see in the pictures, if I put them in, I actually did drastically lose all that weight from entirely just intermittent fasting. And I don't believe it created any sort of eating disorders in my situation, because I don't know where the calorie counting book went. As soon as I lost my weight, that shit disappeared off the face of the earth. I don't know where it is. And I wake up in the morning, drink my tea with milk and sugar, and do everything. It really like reshaped my snacking habits. That's it. Because I would snack so much with everything, and the snacks were right there. But all I had to do with myself is tell myself, just wait. You're still going to eat it, just wait. Intermittent fasting is simply just waiting. It's like if you're at work, you eat during lunchtime. Same thing, just change where your lunchtime is. And I know it's a bit longer, but it's... Do not say I'm trying to force this agenda to people. I'm not forcing it to you. This is my experience, and I'm sharing it and how I lost all that weight. If it hasn't been blatantly clear, this experience, it ended up being with my boyfriend, now husband. He also gained weight with me. I think it was sympathy weight gain or love weight gain. Somebody told me that when we made a video about it in our joint channel. But it worked on him as well. He lost all the weight as well. And I don't think we have eating disorders. I don't believe so. We eat our food. Follow us on Delightfully Delight. We make all sorts of foods. At the end of the day, with intermittent fasting, it makes sure that you eat, and eat a good, healthy amount. I need to stop talking about the eating disorder bit. But it's been really bombarding me about how people have been pushing this agenda. If you have an eating disorder and you're intermittent fasting, of course it's going to just facilitate it, because you're going to tell yourself, no, let me go longer. Instead of 8 hours of not eating, you're going to be going 15, 17 hours, because you already have an eating disorder. Perspectives, guys, perspectives. Yeah, and that's how that happened. I just did that. And intermittent fasting, by the way, kicks in within 3 months of your body getting used to, and your body kind of changing how it metabolizes food. Initially, when you're not intermittent fasting, your body entirely uses the food you give it to chaga and like work. But with intermittent fasting, the reason you lose weight, it's because your body starts using fat to chaga. And that's why it's like those 8 hours that during the day that you're not eating, you're still doing your physical activities, you're still doing everything, whilst yes, you will be hungry, but the hunger subsides as you get used to it. That's when your actual fat burning mostly works, because your body then gets trained to be like, oh, okay, let me access this fat use it during these 8 hours. And then when you eat, your body's like, oh, thank fuck, now we have energy. And then you can just use it properly the way it's supposed to. But when you keep snacking, your body's just like, it's not using any of the body fat to do anything. It's just like, okay, we need to walk, give me apple. And that ends up being every single time you need to do a physical activity. So guys, if you have any questions about anything I've said in this video, please comment them down below. And you could also DM me on Instagram at StickyBunnyWeird, and I will reply. I reply to all my DMs when I have time and I'm not feeling socially anxious, but I reply. I will be very keen and happy to talk to you about it and make more videos if you want to. Subscribe, listen to my music, like this video, share it with anybody you think would find it useful. Thank you for watching Life Like Barney. Now, go kiss somebody you care about. Fat phobia sucks, and we all need to admit to it, because it sucks. That's how I say. Fat phobia sucks.